Alright guys, Burst Video 573 coming at you guys with another video today. And today what we've got is a how-to video on something that I don't normally do. This is a leveling kit on a 2011 Ford. Now, it's actually a pretty sharp truck, and I will get to this truck later because this is actually my new truck. But we'll get to that later. So basically, as you can see, I'm about halfway through on this, on just this one side. So as you can see, judging by everything, what you need to start off with is taking off all of these. There's little bolts right here that bolt into the frame and into the spindle. Let me flip this around here. That little one right there is an 8mm, and the other two are 10mm. No problems there. And then you want to get a 21mm for the outer tie rod and the upper ball joint, and zip them off, and you might have to smack the spindle a little bit, and they should come right out. And then you got to make sure you take this off the sway. You got to take the bolt off the sway bar link. Now you can do either the top or the bottom. Almost dropped the GoPro. I did the top just because I always do the top. I don't really know why, but as you can see, I've got my collection of all the bolts right here. This tiny little bolt right here goes on the CV axle. Now the reason I took that off is because, as you can see, when you drop the ball joint, the upper ball joint out, the whole spindle can be free, and it gives you a little bit of extra room to make sure you can get in here and get all of these bolts out. These up top are very easy, but you got to be able to get on these ones. And this outside bolt, or rear I guess, is the nut is 1 1/4 inch, and the bolt itself is 1 1/16 inch. And I'm using the impact to take those off. I've got 2 of these off up here. I got to get the third one back there, and I've got blocks that are going to be supporting the frame. So what I'm actually going to do, and I'm going to put another one under there, what I'm actually going to do is probably lift the front end up a little bit more, slide my other block under there, then set it down on the frame after I get that last bolt out, and release the pressure off the lower A-arms, and it will pull the whole strut assembly right out with no issues. And then I can take this bolt out, pull the whole assembly out, and then I've got my Rough Country 2-inch leveling kit that we are going to be putting on. Alright guys, so anyways, we ran into an issue. I got everything put all back together. Everything got put all back together. Then I was tightening up the bolt on the CV shaft, and she came, she let her rip tater chip, I guess, and as you can see, let it go. So, thanks to JT, we just got a new one. So, and it actually was not that bad. This one, it's also the cheap one because I don't have that much money right now, but it's only $100. So when people say Ford is more expensive than Chevy, if I'm not mistaken, this CV shaft is cheaper than a Chevrolet CV shaft. So since I had that other side taken apart already when I started this video, these are the bolts that I was talking about. This is the little 8mm right here, and these are the 2 10mm that you have to take off. And then, like I said earlier, this is a 21mm. This is also a 21mm, and this is a 13, I believe. So yeah. And then these are either 15s or 17s. I think these are 15s, and the new ones were 17s. Start fucking dog water. There it goes. What side was that again? It was a 10, wasn't it? I don't remember switching everything as much as I fucking do. Get a Ford, they said. It'll be fine, they said. Alright guys, so as you can probably see, the leveling kit is on. It is actually the next day. We ended up working into this into the night because I was having some issues with these upper ball joints. When you go to take the nut off, a lot of time, or well, and I've seen this happen before at the shop, the ball joint wanted to spin in there where you're trying to tighten it up or loosen it. The other side give me major issues just trying to get it off. So it actually took me about an hour and a half just to get this one side here done. And it only took me about 45 minutes to actually get the other side done. That was, you know, the actual time spent on doing it. Now, finding all the tools, making sure that it goes in there properly, like the spacer on top of the strut and the strut goes in there the right way, took some time, you know. And the time of lowering the truck, lifting it, lowering it repeatedly to get it stretched out, to let the strut come out all the way and all that stuff. And you know, also just looking at pictures of what it's supposed to look like and what you're supposed to do instead of actually reading the instructions. All I did was really watch a YouTube video on how to do it and decided I was going to try to tackle it by myself. I did have to have Dad come up and help me cut the nut off of this ball joint, and we replaced it. I also ran into a snag. JT actually had to come rescue me, as you've seen earlier, where I had to replace that CV shaft. So, but all in all, you know, if I stand back a little bit, you can see the truck is definitely looking a lot different. Now the next thing we've got to do is a lot of color matching. So that's definitely going to be probably one of the next few things we do. I thought about taking off the steps, but I think I'm going to leave them because Lacey really seems to like them. So, and there's reasons behind that, which I will probably get to in a later upload. But that's probably going to do it for this upload, guys. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe and share it, or whatever you guys are supposed to do. Tell me what mods you think I should do to this. Tell me what you guys think of the new truck. And with all of that being said, we will see you guys in the next upload.